Hillary Clinton's campaign is promising to release more of her medical information in the coming days, and a top aide says the campaign could have done better communicating about Clinton's health scare after she abruptly left Sunday's September 11th memorial ceremony in Lower Manhattan. Some Democrats are also criticizing Clinton's campaign for waiting too long to reveal that she was diagnosed with pneumonia last Friday. But Donald Trump is largely staying away from the topic. He's focused on Clinton's remarks from late last week when she said half of Trump's supporters were, quote, deplorables. In fact, he launched a campaign ad highlighting Clinton's comments, and he also went after her at his campaign events on Monday.
Our support comes from every part of America and every walk of life. We have the support of cops and soldiers, carpenters and welders, the young and the old, and millions of working-class families who just want a better future and a good job. These were the people Hillary Clinton so viciously demonized. These were among the countless Americans that Hillary Clinton called deplorable, irredeemable, and un-American. The disdain that Hillary Clinton expressed toward millions of decent Americans disqualifies her from public service. You cannot run for president if you have such contempt in your heart for the American voter, and she does. You can't lead this nation if you have such a low opinion for its citizens.
Philip Bump is a reporter with the Washington Post, and he's going to walk me through this complicated day in politics. What is Donald Trump trying to do by focusing on Hillary Clinton's gaffe, if you want to call it a gaffe?
Sure.
Who's he trying to appeal to?
It's a very good question, actually. It is probably a better question than I think a lot of people who are grabbing onto this realize, because I don't know who feels put out by what Clinton said, right? I mean, first of all, she targeted people who are racist, sexist, xenophobic, homophobic, which is not a group of people that, generally is super proud of what they're doing,
right,
except when they are. But that said, Donald Trump's focus on this as an issue suggests that he thinks there's an electoral advantage. And the only people who I see who would be put out by this are Trump supporters, people who feel as though they were themselves insulted. But Trump supporters are already Trump supporters. They're not Hillary Clinton supporters. And what Clinton was trying to do was peel some other folks away. People who are sort of leaning towards Trump, worried about this racism and sexism that they see either from the candidate or from his other supporters. And she's sort of hoping that they'll either stay home or come over to her side. So I'm not sure what he thinks the winning angle is here.
I think you have something there. I remember going to Trump rallies during the primary, and I talked to people outside sometimes, and they would say, I came to see what it would be like, but then I saw the people here and I realized they're not my people. And I think what Hillary Clinton might have been trying to do there is to remind those people on the fence, as you point out, that if you join the Trump crew, this is who you're dealing with. That was her message.
Right.
I don't know. I think on the Trump side, he may be able to energize his base by bringing this up and keeping that base angry, committed to voting.
Right, and I think that's true, but I will point out that his base is already pretty energized. They're the ones who come out to the rallies, right? And people see that as a sign of electoral success, which I don't think is fair, but his base is already really energized. Yes, he'll continue to get them angry about this. I don't know that he gains anything from it.
Now, what Trump did not say at the rally was anything about Hillary Clinton's lack of stamina as a potential president. He had been bringing that up, then she has a health scare, and suddenly he doesn't say anything. What do you make of that restraint?
I think it is remarkable, right? I mean, this was tailor-made for Donald Trump to jump in and be traditional political Donald Trump on the issue, and he didn't do it. And I think it's a sign that the people who he's working with have convinced him that running with that ball isn't going to be successful. He has not been similarly convinced of things in the past along those lines, and I think it's a good sign for his campaign that he did the smart thing, which is simply to say, I hope she gets better. Yes, he did sort of say, there may be deeper things. He sort of hinted at that a little bit this morning, but largely hasn't said much. He certainly didn't tweet about it, which is remarkable.
Now, the last 24 hours have seen an epidemic of medical puns in the media, and David Axelrod brought one up attacking Hillary Clinton for what he called a penchant for privacy, not telling the public more about her health until after a very visible incident occurred. How much of a problem is it, these Democrats coming forward and criticizing the Clinton campaign?
It's a good question. You know, it's sort of hard to say. I mean, David Axelrod and Hillary Clinton have this very weird relationship because he beat her in 2008 when he was running Barack Obama's campaign, right? And so I'm sure she was thrilled to see that tweet this morning. You know, I don't know how much regular voters pay attention to this. I think it certainly doesn't help this perception that Hillary Clinton has issues with trustworthiness and honesty, that she sort of wasn't clear on what had happened there for a couple of hours on Saturday. And so I don't know that this is going to help her in that regard, but her numbers are already so bad that I'm not sure it's going to hurt a whole lot either.
All right, Philip Bupp for the Washington Post. Thank you very much.